BuzzFeed CEO Jonah Peretti has been found acting like an unmistakable weapon rights lobbyist so as to spread phony news stories that are hostile to firearm. Sometime before BuzzFeed was distributing unsubstantiated dossiers and hostile to Trump publicity discredited by Robert Mueller, its author made a phony site and email address for the sake of celebrated weapon rights advocate John Lott so as to legitimize the spreading of phony news. ZeroHinge.com reports, Peretti, at that point chief at Brooklyn-based innovation not-for-profit I-Beam, utilized Lott's name in 2003 to trap individuals into imagining that Lott had altered his opinion on a key bit of firearm rights enactment that shielded weapon creators from damaging claims intended to make them bankrupt. Lott clarifies Peretti's double-dealing in a Monday op-ed which you can peruse beneath. BuzzFeed, a prominent news site, has by and by been disgraced for distributing counterfeit charges against Donald Trump. BuzzFeed's namelessly sourced report asserted that President Trump requested his previous attorney, Michael Cohen, to deceive Congress about a proposed business bargain in Moscow. Apparently, two anonymous government law requirement authorities asserted that special counsel Robert Mueller's office had the products. They were indicated to have gathered messages, writings, and declaration demonstrating the touchy case. The story commanded the news on Friday, with Democrats calling for Trump to be impugned. MSNBC's Morning Joe opened with the declaration that this disclosure was a major one. CNN's New Day have John Berman guaranteed the divulgence was so sensational he nearly spilled his espresso. However, by late Friday, Special Counsel Robert Mueller's office issued an exceptionally uncommon reproach saying that BuzzFeed's record was not precise. This was not really BuzzFeed's first humiliation. As Trump reminded individuals, it was BuzzFeed that discharged the completely defamed dossier, paid for by crooked Hillary Clinton and the Democrats. BuzzFeed's way of life of phony news begins at the best with originator and CEO Jonah Peretti, who has a past filled with intentionally spreading false data. He has utilized deceitful sites and email records to act like individuals he wished to malign. I was one of his unfortunate casualties. Peretti's first injured individual was MBA understudy Jeff Goldblatt, who had set up a dating administration called the Rejection Hotline. This was coincidentally in rivalry with Peretti's recently made rejectionline.com. Peretti's sister and prime supporter, Chelsea, reached Goldblatt to pick up data on his business. She talked with him, under the bogus personality of New York-based journalist Vanessa Holmes. At that point Jonah Peretti set up the site jeffgoldblatt.com, under the affectation that it was Goldblatt's own site. Peretti conveyed messages from me at jeffgoldblatt.com that, as per Goldblatt, contained various lies about me and depicted me as a pompous twitch who was boasting about how I stole the possibility of the New York City rejection line. Goldblatt reached me after Peretti did likewise to me in 2003. For my situation, Peretti set up AskJohnLott.org and utilized the email address john@askjohnlott.org. Peretti's seizure of my name wasn't for monetary profit, however, to help firearm control. Claiming to be me, Peretti conveyed a huge number of messages campaigning against the proposed Insurance of Lawful Commerce in Arms Act. This bill, which was being bantered at the time, it at last go in 2005, shielded weapon producers from damaging claims that were exclusively intended to make them bankrupt with overpowering legitimate expenses. Peretti even acquired publicizing for his phony site on Google, and the promoting advancing my showed up at the absolute starting point of any indexed lists on my name. I was at that point moderately surely understood in 2003 to the individuals who care about the firearm control banter in light of my book More Guns, Less Crime. Peretti sent messages under my name to persuade individuals that I had altered my opinion and taken a stand in opposition to the act. The messages at that point encouraged individuals to ask their congressmen and senators to contradict the bill. Some of the beneficiaries were individuals I knew, and some composed back utilizing the john@askjohnlott.org email address and addressed why I would have altered my opinion. Be that as it may, Peretti proceeded with the act of being me in numerous email chains. I originally found out about the site from James K. Glassman, a previous Washington Post reporter, who later filled in as U.S. Undersecretary of State for Public Diplomacy. He shared the email trade with me that he had with Peretti's phony John Lott. Peretti additionally utilized my name and picture to prompt individuals on the best way to abuse weapon control laws. Before long, I got many irate telephone calls from individuals who were disturbed that I was, as far as anyone knows, encouraging them to infringe upon the law. My messages to John at askjohnlott.org asking who was behind the exertion were overlooked. The site's enrollment didn't help, as it was, as far as anyone knows, enlisted to me. I burned through cash to discover who was behind these endeavors. When I reached Peretti, he denied any contribution. After I enlisted legal counselors, Peretti at last incorporated a disclaimer on the site, expressing that he proposed to spoof me. In any case, regardless, he declined to bring down the site down or quit sending messages. Goldblatt didn't have the cash for a fight in court, so I included him for my situation. Following 18 months, we at last achieve a lawful settlement. Peretti, who worked for an organization called I-Beam, openly recognized, the AskJohnLott.org site was made by the I-Beam Atelier Incorporated. This site was never related, embraced, or generally subsidiary with John R. Lott Jr. Email sent from the AskJohnLott.org space that was recognized as originating from Lott was likewise never related, embraced, or generally associated with John R. Lott Jr. I-Beam profoundly laments any perplexity and offers a formal statement of regret to John R. Lott Jr. The terms of the settlement are secret. Peretti additionally apologized to Goldblatt and brought down jeffgoldblatt.com. I got an undisclosed financial settlement. Individuals are again asking how BuzzFeed could distribute such counterfeit news against Trump. They require look no more distant than BuzzFeed CEO and organizer Jonah Peretti. John R. Lott Jr. is a feature writer for FoxNews.com. He is a market analyst and was once in the past boss financial expert at the United States Sentencing Commission. Lott is additionally a main master on weapons, and opinion piece on that issue are done related to the Crime Prevention Research Center. He is the writer of 9 books including More Guns, Less Crime. His most recent book is The War on Guns, Arming Yourself Against Gun Control Lies, August 1, 2016. Tail him on Twitter at JohnRLottJr.